A tape measure, looped once around a co-star's throat for what was scripted as a 2-second wedding dress fitting, has generated more replay clips online than the actual trailer for the drama it belongs to. That single prop is worth sitting with before anything else, because it says more about how this second too much has been winning attention than any plot summary could. Welcome back to Rabbit News Hallyu, where we look past the headline numbers and into the specific choices that are actually driving a show's momentum. This second too much premiered on July 19, 2026, a Republic-era romance built around a set-up Chinese television returns to again and again because it works, a younger brother, played by Zhang Linghe, falling for the woman set to become his sister-in-law, played by Wang Churan. The relationship is framed as wrong by every convention the story's own world enforces, and that built-in tension is exactly what the writers are mining for the two scenes now carrying the show online. What's notable is how little the more talked about of those two scenes relies on melodrama to sell that tension. There's almost no dialogue in it. The intimacy between the two characters is carried by breath, by the light falling across a face in half-shadow, and by how much both actors choose not to do. Zhang Linghe's restrained hand movements, in particular, have been singled out by viewers as doing more work than an explicit gesture would have. Commentary around the scene describes the effect as cinematic in a way episodic television rarely attempts, and the online reaction backs that up. A hashtag tied directly to the scene climbed onto trending lists within hours of the episode going up. Chemistry is doing a lot of the heavy lifting too. Zhang Linghe plays his character with an almost obsessive intensity, while Wang Churan plays hers cold and controlled, close to breaking. The contrast is what audiences keep pointing to, two performance styles that shouldn't sit easily together, sitting easily together anyway. Some of the reaction has framed the pairing as feeling lived in rather than staged, which for a drama barely a week into release is a fast turnaround on believable chemistry. That kind of reaction rarely happens by accident. Casting directors on period dramas are typically weighing physical contrast and energy mismatch as much as individual resumes, precisely because a mismatch that resolves into chemistry on screen is what gets clipped and shared. But the bed scene isn't actually where the more interesting story is. That's in a smaller, almost throwaway moment, the tape measure. In that sequence, Zhang Linghe's character accompanies his brother to a wedding dress fitting for Wang Churan's character, and under the pretense of helping measure her for the gown, wraps a soft tape measure once around her neck. Neither character says much. He tightens it slightly, she doesn't pull away, but she doesn't yield either. It's staged as a standoff disguised as a chore, and the physical dynamic between the two actors makes it read as more than that. Zhang Linghe stands at roughly 190 centimeters to Wang Churan's 172. And paired with Republic-era tailoring on one side and a half-finished wedding gown on the other, the height gap alone does a lot of the visual storytelling before either actor delivers a line. Here's where it gets more interesting than the scene itself. The behind-the-scenes footage of that same moment looks almost nothing like what aired. Off-camera, Zhang Linghe's handling of the tape measure was stiff enough that it became a running joke online, with viewers comparing his technique to measuring dough for dumplings. Both actors reportedly struggled to keep straight faces across multiple takes. What was engineered on screen as suffocating tension was, 10 feet outside the shot, two actors nearly breaking character laughing. That gap between the finished product and the raw footage isn't an accident of what got released, it's a choice. Tencent Video's official account posted the blooper clip itself, captioning it with a line about how tense the shoot supposedly was, deliberately playing the contrast for laughs. That's not a leak. That's a platform recognizing that making of footage extends the life of a scene it already knows is working, by handing the audience a second, softer version of the same moment to share. It's a familiar move in C-drama marketing, but it's worth naming as a strategy rather than a coincidence, because it helps explain why a 2-second prop moment has outlasted the news cycle of the premiere itself. There's a psychology angle worth sitting with here too. For actors this early in a leading role run, a scene built on restraint rather than volume is a different kind of bet than the genre's usual playbook of raised voices and declared feelings. Playing a moment almost entirely through breath and stillness is harder to hide behind, and it's the kind of choice that tends to get cited later as evidence of range, assuming it lands. Based on the reaction so far, at least this once, it has. None of this happened in a vacuum of critical goodwill, either, and that's worth being honest about. Alongside the praise for atmosphere and restraint, a real portion of the audience has been openly critical of other parts of the production, a score some viewers call overbearing, dialogue that leans on outdated domineering CEO tropes, and kiss scenes that read as stiffer than the rest of the performances. Some commentary has gone further, calling parts of the production web drama quality and questioning whether the opening sequence was AI generated. That criticism hasn't dented the numbers. The show's market share has held above 18.3% since release, putting it at the top of all currently airing online dramas. Attention and critical approval, in other words, aren't moving together here. The specific scenes carrying the show's virality appear, so far, largely insulated from the criticism aimed at everything around them. Fan reaction across regions has split along a similar line, which is worth noting for anyone watching this show's international footprint rather than just its domestic numbers. Clips of the restrained bed scene and the tape measure standoff travel easily without translation. The tension reads through body language alone, which is very likely why they're the two moments crossing over into international fan spaces fastest, even before subtitled episodes catch up. The dialogue criticism, by contrast, is a domestic conversation almost entirely, since it depends on hearing the actual lines. That split between what travels globally and what gets debated locally is itself a pattern worth watching in C-drama marketing generally, not just for this title. That split is arguably the more useful story than either scene on its own. When a production draws real criticism for its writing and score but still tops the charts on the strength of two restrained, largely wordless scenes, it says something about where the actual value sits in a project like this, not in the script, but in what two actors can build with almost nothing on the page. It's also a familiar pattern for anyone who follows how forbidden romance tropes get used in period C dramas. The younger brother falls for his sister-in-law setup isn't new, but it keeps resurfacing because it hands performers exactly this kind of tension to work with, or a relationship the plot won't allow, played by two people who make the audience believe, for a few seconds at a time, that it might happen anyway. Whether that translates into lasting momentum for the show, or just a very strong 2 weeks of clip culture, isn't something the current numbers can answer yet. What does seem clear is that the choices behind these two scenes, the restraint, the physical staging, the decision to release the blooper alongside the finished cut, weren't accidental, even if the laughter on set clearly was. If you like entertainment coverage that goes past the headline and into the choices behind it, the kind of detail most coverage skips entirely, Rabbit News Hallyu is built exactly for that. Subscribe if you want analysis, not just news.